Hi there. Welcome to It's Like This for June 29th, 2025. Waiting Game. May the odds be ever in your favor. Last week, I sent in our annual report of Guardian to update our county's Superior Court on our adult son's physical and mental health and his need for continued guardianship. We must demonstrate that we're doing our jobs to ensure that he has clothing, food, shelter, healthcare, educational, and social activities, that he is well cared for as our ward. There's not a space on the form to tell them that our son, who will turn 26 this week, has developed a thrilling new skill. In response to our late afternoon question, "Where did you go for lunch?" he can almost always give us a one-word verbal response, something he's never been able to do before. When he names the burger or pizza joint where he went with his speech therapist, it's a real treat for us. My report that he is in good health and enjoying his programs doesn't tell the court how on some mornings he is downright giddy to see a favorite activity on his schedule. He will repeatedly ask to go, no matter what the clock says. We are practicing patience and appropriate waiting. I've pulled out visual timers, alarms, written schedules, calendars, and many lessons on not yet versus almost versus now. I'm grateful that my son has activities that he enjoys and that we see his smile more often than his stomps, because the outside world feels awful right now. I'm not happy with the laws they're breaking and the people they're taking and the wars they're making. The greed of those in power overshadows the compassion I know exists within our country, too. A documentary on caregiving is streaming free on PBS right now, and I have a link in the text edition. It is touching and painful and infuriating. The film includes superb profiles of families across the country, showing what caregiving looks like in American households, woven with key historical points in our country's debate over the societal responsibility for care of our children, our elderly, our veterans, our disabled. In the last century, we have made small gains and had frustrating setbacks. Although this documentary was filmed prior to our most recent election, the advocacy groups here were hugely active in the last campaign and are in the fight now to help save Medicaid against the latest onslaught. Care, as they say, can't wait. When we became our son's guardians, the judge told us that it was our responsibility to get and retain all the services our son is entitled to for his health and well-being. He meant keeping up with all the paperwork, doctor's visits, meetings, strict financial requirements, and endless eligibility reviews from multiple federal and state agencies. I do that. He may not have meant creating signs, attending rallies, signing petitions, writing postcards, and making calls to try to prevent the decimation of those services, but I'm doing that too. I am sure that my Republican congressman is tired of hearing from me, but I can't stop writing emails to tell him that his claim that we are fixing Medicaid to protect the most vulnerable is the real fraud, that leaving it to the states to decide who is more worthy of the pennies the feds will toss them is the real abuse, and that adding more hope-you-fail paperwork to a system which already asks us to prove over and over that our loved ones qualify for never fully funded services is the real waste. But I'm not just mad that this big, brutal bill will hurt families like ours as healthcare agencies dry up for lack of funds. I'm not just furious to be living inside a Hunger Games spectacle where the rich sip champagne while the poor, elderly, immigrant, and disabled spar in a death match to win the title most vulnerable. I am mad and furiously recommitted to my belief that everyone, in this country and abroad, is worthy of basic health care, shelter, and food. It should be a no-brainer that healthy, fed, housed communities make for a more stable world. It is hard to be patient while our leaders figure out their responsibilities to all of us. I'm not making any promises for appropriate waiting. I've got some links in the text for reports on how many people may lose coverage when this bill passes and how much this bill favors the wealthy. Heather Cox Richardson had an excellent letter out last night, and there's a link for this too, where she likens the current debate to the passage of the terrible McKinley Tariff in 1890. The American people were angry to be pushed aside by a rising oligarchy and fought back. It's a reassuring read. There are links to contact your representatives too. And I've got some fun news too, links to my husband's art and to a newsletter I'm writing for my local indie bookshop. I hope you check these out. Thanks as always for being here. I'm Robin LeBoy. And life around here, it's like this.